Finding a truly waterproof shoe is harder than you think. I've searched through all of the brands and found 3 of the best options. If we look at the New Balance A80 V15, it's one of the more popular shoes in their New Balance range, and it comes in a Gore-Tex option. It's cushiony. The Fresh Foam X is renowned for being really soft, really pillow-like, without being too mushy and unstable. So it's a really comfortable fit underneath your foot, and the 6mm difference in height from the back to the front of the shoe means that you get a nice even distribution of pressure across your foot if you need to use it for standing or for walking for longer periods of time. Underneath the shoe, we've got some rubber compounds that provide some pretty good grip in wet conditions if you're walking on the road, but not ideal if you're moving onto the trails, and we'll talk more about that in the other options later. As we move up on top of the shoe, it's got the best fit of all 3 options, with a really wide toe box in the normal fit and a wide version available as well. It's got a nice plush upper and plenty of padding around the heel cup. So it's an excellent option if you're looking for a comfortable shoe for lifestyle use, or if you want an option that you can use for lifestyle and for 5 to 10k easy runs. It's got you covered for both of those aspects. If you wanted a more responsive or supportive shoe, you might look towards the Asics GT 2000 version 14. Now the Gore-Tex version of this shoe is completely different than the non-Gore-Tex version, and there's a few reasons for that. When we look underneath the shoe, we've got lugs on the Gore-Tex version to provide extra support on the trails that we don't see on the non-Gore-Tex version, which is primarily for road. It has broad, flatter lugs compared to what we see in the Cloudvista, but it still gives more grip than what we get in the road version, so it can be used for moving onto grass or lightly technical terrain. When we move up onto the midsole, the FF Blast Max in the other 2 options, the Nova Blast 5 and the non-Gore-Tex version of this, are extremely bouncy. This is a firmer feel underfoot, and it makes it stiffer in the forefoot, so it's harder to bend it as well. So not as responsive as those 2 options, but still pretty quick overall for a supportive shoe, as it's still got the 3D guidance system built into it that provides support from the heel all the way up to the forefoot. So those of you with a flatter foot, or those of you who struggle with pronation control, this is an excellent option for you. On top of the shoe, it's obviously waterproof, but it's got a more tapered toe box than what we see in the New Balance, so it's not ideal for those of you with a wider foot, but it's got an excellent lockdown in the midfoot and plenty of padding around the heel counter. So if you're someone who struggles with ankle instability or a history of peroneal tendonitis, this isn't an ideal option, nor for those of you with a wider foot. However, if you need a nice responsive shoe that you can use for lifestyle use or for fast up-tempo workouts, this has got you covered in the GT 2000 version 14 Gore-Tex. Then finally, we've got the Cloudvista 2. This was a major upgrade and a massive improvement compared to the original Cloudvista. In the waterproof version, we've got L-shaped 3mm lugs on the outsole, which provide grip on all sorts of terrain. So if you want a shoe that transitions from the road into fields onto up to moderately technical terrain, this has got you covered. It's got a much firmer midsole than what you would think, so it has Cloud's classic hole in the midsole look, but it's much firmer, not as soft as it appears, and it's got a relatively rigid forefoot to try and provide extra stability in the forefoot, especially when you're moving downhill. As we move up on top of the shoe, it's got an abrasive cover on the toe box, which makes the shoe a bit more durable on the upper that we don't see on the other 2. It's also got a little bit of stiffness around the big toe that provides some protection if you kick a branch or a root. It's waterproof throughout the whole shoe, a nice gusseted tongue, and it's got an exceptionally good midfoot lockdown. So if you find in shoes when you're walking or running downhill that your foot slips forward and your big toe rubs off the front of the shoe, the lockdown on this shoe will keep you centered whether you're going downhill or you're changing direction. So the Cloudvista 2 does an excellent job of providing traction underfoot and keeping your foot centered in the shoe as you move. It can be used as a lifestyle shoe or for doing medium to long distance running on the trails. One caveat is that if you just use it on roads only, so on asphalt or tarmac, the lugs will wear down quicker than if you were to use it on mixed terrain. Otherwise, it can be used on the roads, it's just the durability that will be impacted. So it's a great option for lifestyle use and for the trails. If you've got any questions on them, please drop them in the comment section below. I've links to all 3 shoes in the description. If you buy through the links on Amazon, it helps fund our channel without affecting the price that you pay. Otherwise, if you found the video helpful or interesting, then like and share and subscribing does make a massive difference to the channel.